fast, already tried. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
The disadvantage was Zayef, but then he...
Waiting too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, good turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching from around the world tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.
Oh, the weather is heating up, but this right here is the hottest ESFL event of all time. ESFL Mania starts momentarily. Hello, my name is Levanta in for Kingsley, but as always, I am not alone. This time I'm being joined in the booth with the luchador himself, Mitch Mosey. Mitch, how are you living today?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. This is international as it can get. I'm in Mexico, and for some reason, the weather is just playing against us. It's cold as heck over here. Very away from the Mexican culture, but nothing heats up the blood. It makes my heart a little warmer than some old wrestling action. I want to see some high risk, high reward events. Some good old fashioned, maybe knocking back and forth, toma daca in the ring, some lucha libre moves, because this main event is one for the history books and hopefully a great one to kick off the new season in the ESFL.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely going to be a stacked event. We also got some special announcements for you later on throughout the show. So make sure you are in the Twitch chat, talking, interacting, listening up for that stat card top to bottom. We're going to figure out our PS5 title champion when it's all said and done. And this may be the end or the start of Doink Mania. But let's get into our first matchup. It is an Extreme Rules triple threat match for the Xbox Series X Championship. Mitch, we're starting off with a big one.
Oh yeah, it definitely is a banger, and this is wrestling lore at its best. If you're not going last, you want to go first because you want to set the tone for the remainder of the event. And Extreme Rules is nothing to be taken for granted, especially to kick off Mania, especially because it's a triple threat, because everybody can do anything they want whenever they want. You can stay behind, let them one-on-one, and then come in to just take the pin. And I love it when they say this next line because it's so true. Yet so dangerous for the participants. You don't have to be involved in the pin to win or lose the championship. And that's going to be the main factor to watch out for this first match.
Yeah, I got to put it out there. Extreme Rules matches are always fun because we always go for the weapons and hit each other over the head. But you know, you have to win with skill. You have to win with precision. But let's talk about his competitors here. Giga's a champ. A record of 5 wins and 0 losses. Do I say the champion has a chance of walking out, retaining the title?
Oh man, it's gonna be tough again because you are not asked to be involved in the pin or pin situation. You can just be a bystander to you losing your title belt. It's a tough one out there. You're probably the one who has the odds stacked against you the most. It's really gonna be a tall ask if you want to retain in a triple threat Extreme Rules.
Well, no slouch there. Jolly Green Giant, the former champ, is going to be in this matchup to be joined by Rasputin. 4-1 for Jolly Green and 1-1 for Rasputin. Everyone has seen a dub here in ESFL, which sounds not like a lot, but it is a lot because there's some competitors here that are still searching for their first win. We go into it. It's WWE 2K23, brand new game. Just got launched this week. Just been informed, no longer triple threat match. It's going to be a one-on-one counter. It's Jinja against Jolly Green for a Giant, and it starts right now.
Oh man, and that's best case scenario for Ginja because they know that one-on-one scenario, especially rocking the Viva la Raza. I love it starting with Latino Eid because that feel represented on the screen. That's probably where you wanted it to be. The thing is, you got the animal ahead of you in the opposite corner. It's still gonna be a very tall mountain to climb if you want to retain this title.
I don't know, man. He lies, cheats, and steals. It's not really a positive role model for the kids. Think of the kids, Mitch. Think of the children. That's what I always say.
Oh man, I'm gonna keep it PG because I love me some R-Truth. But forget the kids, bruh. Come on now. This is as good as it gets when it comes to the match type and the luchador coming into it with the title, because you are lying, cheating, stealing your win in a Extreme Rules match. This is probably where you're gonna peak the most. The animal's gonna try and stop it, and I don't think Batista is the best wrestler to jump into a stipulation type of match. but hopefully they can adjust because the powerhouse still lives in them. They can throw you through a table one time over again, especially with the Spanish one so close to them. I'm scared because I'm over here and I'm Spanish.
Yes, they're going to go fly to where you are just to break your table and go right back to ESFL. But here is the animal. You may know him from Guardians of the Galaxy. You may know him from those James Bond movies. I know him from Glass Onion. Nah, I'm just kidding. When I was a kid, Batista was one of the all-time favorites, and he can walk away the champ tonight.
Oh, brother, and this entrance does not get any better than in a Mania stage. You can feel how the air just vibrates, not only music right now, but that pyro is going down in the history books as one of the best transitions of, hey, we got some pyrotechnics. How can I mix it in with emotion? Machine gun, the manimal, as Santino used to say. Stepping into the ring, and Eddie Guerrero, again, two very distinct fighting styles. Is going to be a good one to look at because, you know, Eddie's going to go for those top ropes. Batista's just trying to get you off of them, throwing you off, picking you up, throwing you down again, especially with the Batista Bombings arsenal. It's gonna be a great match. I love how it turned into a 1v1 because it is a story of two probably of the best competitors in ESFL history. We got the undefeated defending champ Ginja and Jolly Green Giant, who has only had one loss. That being the loss that took away this same championship. It is a revenge story in the making.
Talk about movable objects and irresistible forces. You have someone who's never taken a loss before and is a champion on top of that mountain against someone that really wants their title back. And it's already going to be a banger as it is with the moves and holes, but throw weapons into the mix. That's something I want to see is how exactly these weapons will be implemented. It's ESFL Mania. We're officially underway, Mitch.
Oh, brother, Eddie Guerrero, played by Jolly Green Giant, defending champ, undisputed champ. The reigning defending, and I'm gonna try to do my best Paul Heyman later in the night. But it's Ginja in Batista 08. And I do gotta say, Ginja asked for the triple threat, did not get a triple threat, but we asked if he bit off more than he could chew when he was 3 men in the ring. I think he bit off more than he could chew when he asked for Jolly Green Giant.
I gotta say that we had a little bit of what that takes to get yourself a title match the first time, and it was in the Elimination Chamber. But now having the rematch, you kind of have time to focus on your opponent and see their play style and see how they can do that. And already, I'm not sure if Eddie is hulking up in the middle of the ring. He is spazzing out, and right there was going for the drop kick. And I was going to say this: it's going to be speed against power. Already there was some speed from Eddie Guerrero, but didn't really look out for them.
Yeah, Batista's best chance would be to slow things down, play on the mat, and make sure that Eddie Guerrero is staying between the middle rope and the bottom of the ring. Once he gets to the top rope, it's going to be danger. But the defending champ, Jolly Green Giant, is not doing a great job right now, staying away from both of troubles. It's going to be, again, a huge thing to look out for because weapons are just an option. If we see Ginja playing their game right, they just need to keep Eddie Guerrero away and focus on getting them stunned.
I'm with you there. Typically, in these matchups, the person that goes for the weapon first is going to be more to the eye.
Nice.
What's the thumb to the eye? Refs is play on because there's no disqualifications, and we have ourselves a slam. And you can go for a pin early, but you know you want to inflict some damage. So I was about to say, the one person to get the weapons first tends to be the more aggressive one, and I can't really call who that would be.
Yeah, the thing with the weapons is that the animation for the reversal is really going to get to you if you're not fast enough or sneaky enough with them. Now, finally, we see some Jolly Green Giant control on the mat, and people forget Eddie Guerrero was a strong man, and he's able to pick Batista up like it's nothing. German suplex, that's one for you. You got to make sure that you're not rushing into things if you're Ginja because Eddie Guerrero can catch you off guard.
I was wondering the idea of just taking the time to let Batista recover after getting the best of them there, but hey, I'm not the one playing the game because I pretty much get clapped. And now the first weapon of the match is a table. I'm not sure if that's going to be the most sensible way to have a contract signing in the middle of a matchup by going right through it.
Imagine they get pen and paper from under the ring. The candlestick will be the first to make contact, and that's coming from the defending champ Ginja, who is actually getting some sticks in and unable to keep control. Reversal one, strike. Oh my, this is going to be a back and forth Tomaraka, maybe thrown onto the ropes outside of the ring. And you said it best, Novanta, it's about control, and I see a lot comfort coming from Jolly Green Giant once Batista is out of the ring. They don't go for a dive. They don't go chasing them down. They just really give them time to come back in because they know they rule the ring.
Yeah, I'm with you there. How many times have you seen Batista go out to the outside? Just a chance to recover. Spine the pine, spine buster. Thought for sure it'd be the first pin attempt, but maybe it was way too early. And I think Batista's had enough about being on the outside, taking the carnage in the middle of the ring, but somehow takes the screw for their own efforts there, Mitch.
Oh, man. You really don't want to be caught with a reversal move because that's a window of opportunity for the finisher. Here comes a Russian advance. Great slam to capture the momentum of the Guerrero family this time. It's Batista in the driver's seat. Ninja trying to use that table to their advantage. First, get dangerous. The DDT. Oh, man, it snapped. Those are strong legs, boy. He thick. He really thick. And here comes the splash. Oh, brother, is he gonna end early? Oh, the best splash in the biz. That's gonna be 1, 2. It could be over right here. It's a kick out at 2.9.
Well, that's a 2-1 kick out for sure, but I'm so glad it wasn't a table match. That would be the cheapest way to end a match I've ever seen. The ankles of Batista going right through it. We have a first near fall, 2.5. It looked like Eddie Guerrero was that close to retaining that championship. And Mitch, I got to ask you this. I mean, do you try to go for that pin as soon as you can, a second attempt, or do you try to do some more damage via the weapons?
Oh, man, I think it was smart to see Eddie just go for it after the frog splash. You never know. It's said a lot in other esports, but just test your options. If you can get a window of opportunity, might as well take advantage of it. Batista, however, is able to bounce back immediately. Got him stunned. This could be an opportunity for the Batista bump. I love this. They're going for more strikes. Damage the torso and finally into the bump. The reversal window is right here, but it'll strike either way. Big bang. Oh, brother. 1, 2. Kick out. 2.9.
I have to note that in 2K23, there are 2 options for the pin minigame, the button tap we're so used to, and that pin sliding. Contestants this time have a chance to choose, but it might be another chance right now with a kick right to the midsection. Eddie Guerrero's becomes unhinged. Refs letting it play on because there's no disqualifications. I don't think it's time for pin attempts. It's time to put some damage on.
Golpe bajo low blow coming from Eddie, and that's just as kayfabe as it gets. They're really going all Eddie out, trying to get the chair shot going. Great way. Slide out of the ring, get some stamina back. Oh, tilting. Oh, it's telling Eddie to come and get him, but Eddie refuses, just gets the chair slotted into the right corner of the ring. Finally, the animal back in action, but I think the playful just evened out. Another poking of the eyes. And now trying to use that chair, could not get the angled ropes. Backbreaker quebradora. A little bit of lucha libre for Batista. Falling onto the corner. That's not the corner that Eddie wants, though. The chair is on the, not even the adjacent one, on that very same side of the ring. It's going to get tough to use it.
Yeah, Batista, the champ, is reeling. Thought for sure had the control. All that time spent outside didn't really work out for them. Is in the receiving end of a flurry of offense from Eddie Guerrero, the legend himself. It's over the top rope, the high-risk district. This could be the second splash of the matchup. Looking, setting up, and it is. Here's the pin. Reps in position. Will it be 3? Will it be 3? Will it be? No! Kicked out at 2.5.
Not entirely sure where Batista got his spirits from, but it's definitely working. Reversal kick, and you love to see it. This is the chance. Both backing down. Nobody wants to make the first mistake. This match nearing 5 stars to kick off ESFL Mania. Suplex from the apron. Oh, the height on this one. He's as crazy as he gets. Eddie is not used to be on the receiving end of great heights. Finally get both men on their feet. Stare down is crazy to see because nobody wants to be losing the opportunity to represent ESFL on the Xbox Series X with the title on the line. Eddie, though, in the driver's seat once more. Here's your chance to get him stunned again.
Kick to the back section. I always say I'm always a fan of the Xbox division just because it seems a little bit more pressure, right? Imagine you going so far in this competitive series without having a loss, and Batista, aka Ginger, is so close to having that championship slip away, especially with moves quite like that. On the outside right now, Eddie Guerrero has an opportunity to really go for that pin card. I think there is it a busted open situation. Batista is busted open. It is bleeding from the forehead. It is bleeding profusely. Mox is blushing. What a move right here. Gory bomb, action. Here's the pin. Count it.
Oh, brother. Oh, what? and a 1. Batista the Animal has risen. That should have been it. Oh, busted open and on present. Oh, man, Eddie Guerrero is really bringing all of his moves out. Still unable to put the Animal away. Batista is as low as it can get when it comes to stamina. You can see the color in his face, the color in his HUD. Still not backing up. Oh, Eddie finally is the one to get out of the ring as a strategy to get a bat, channeling his inner Stinger. But Batista is hurt bad.
Oh, this is hurt bad. This could be a Batista bomb. Here's the leverage he needs now. This could be a chance for the champ to retain. Will the champ retain it for this one? Resiliency applied, because Eddie Guerrero was pinned 5 ways from Sunday and had to use resiliency to kick out of that one.
Oh man, the swings are coming through. Eddie, you know, he's not liking this. Look, he was coming in hot with the bat, and to be reversed into a Batista bomb, that could have been it. Had to use his last resort, and now without resiliency, it's gonna be tough if you get caught off guard again. Dive that goes nowhere. Batista, this is your chance to pick the man up, throw him in the ring, and try to get this one down. 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down, waiting for Eddie to dig his own grave, but cannot get in the ring. Stunned so far. Finally, an Irish whip. Oh, not really. It's a side slam pickup. It's gonna be on the outside of the ring. Oh, and that foam is not thick enough to protect the torso. And here comes another one. Back-to-back slams. Oh, brother. Eddie's living a nightmare.
Oh, this could be the turning point that the champ needed, because for too long it looked like it was going to be a new champion's crown, but I can't really call it. On the outside, about a bones going back and forth, drop kicks, spin to the side. Batista has a chance to do a light tie up himself. Here is a belly to belly, and the ref says play on because there's no DQ.
Oh, brother, and that torso is really crying right now, especially because it's not hitting the mat. It's hitting outside of the squared circle. Batista finally gets him stunned. Will get him in the ring. This is a tough spot to be in. Jolly Green Giant had the control of the match up until this point, but it only takes a sparkle to explode the bomb. Batista hits it. This could be it for the title. It's a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Batista takes it.
Just like that, the champ retains. Ginger, a perfect 6-0 is still your Xbox Series X champion. What a matchup that was, Mitch.
Brother, I'm not gonna lie. 4 stars does not do it justice. What a kickoff to ESFL Mania. Are you kidding me? We had color, we had reversals, we had a back and forth. We all thought Jolly had it. And then all of a sudden, it all took just 1 ounce of momentum. Batista, the dreamer, because he never gave up. Congratulations, Ginja, on moving on to 6. And the undefeated streak continues. And what a way to retain the title.
Yeah, absolutely. We had mentioned that before in the middle of the matchup. There is a new pinning mini game here. There's an option there for the competitors in this ESFL Mania as you figure out which one's best for the community. So you saw a little bit of that mini game of trying to get that green slider. Of course, with the resiliency used, Eddie Guerrero had any more left. It was pretty much curtains for them. Well, thank you so much for watching right now on the Twitch chat. Say hello and drop a follow or subscribe if you haven't already. ESFL Gaming is the best in combat sports. But Mitch, enough of me jaw-jacking and rambling. Let's get into match number 2. This one here is a singles match over, and it's going to be live here on ESFL Mania.
Oh, man, it's just one of those matches that we should have gotten in a Mania stage, and it's Vader against Taker. It's Muggs against CB5, and I'm going to ask you, Navanta, before we move on forward, which pin system do you like most? Because I voted in the server. If you're not in the Discord server for ESFL, you best join in early because we got a lot of action going for wrestling. But which one is your favorite? Because I got an opinion, but I don't want to sway yours.
You know what? I was kind of the fan of the classic like tap out thing. It got me more of like how games used to be in the classic thing. I understand the sliding game makes it more quote unquote fun in the moment, but if I am somehow in a pinning situation in real life, I'm going to struggle to kick out. That tapping of the button mimics that struggling for me. So
I completely agree with your take. It's not my favorite, but I agree why it's probably very good to have that. I really got to bring out all my speed right now, brother. But I think the slide one it gives you the chance to have those 5-star moments where it's done. You know, the mashing of the buttons has a limit, right? The threshold where it's impossible to kick out, even if you were the fastest to smash them. It's really tough because once you pass that threshold, whichever move they put on you, it's gonna be done and over. But the sliding one, even the slightest bar it gives you the possibility. And I think these two, Vader and Taker, are two. We said it before with the animal, and I'll say it again because they exist right here in the middle of the ring. Vader and Taker are powerhouses that throw you around, that pick you up, toss you outside the ring, are not afraid to use their corners, are not afraid to use their body. And it's going to come down to whichever pin system they're using, right? But if it's coming to the slide one, it's going to come down to who misses first because the fatigue is going to be so much.
Well, let's get into it. It's Vader versus Undertaker, and it's a dream match, not because of Undertaker, it's because it's the American Badass, or even the post-American Badass Undertaker against Vader. So it's going to be a good one. The menu is WrestleMania, and I can't wait for this one here because I grew up a Vader fan. I want to see how Vader's applied. Last ESFL event wasn't the greatest outing for Vader time. Hopefully, this one is a bit different.
Vader time. I'm not gonna. It's one of the best themes in the biz, and that has to be undisputed. Please find me. I'll send you my address the moment you disagree. We do have Vader time against Taker under Vader. I'm trying to find a pun here. Come on.
There's I hate puns. No puns. No puns.
You are gonna be in for a ride, and
No.
It's in a stadium, and I'll find something to work into that one. The thing though is we gotta adjust our minds to regular wrestling rules, the code of wrestling, because this one is no longer Extreme Rules, and that's really gonna affect the physicality in these two. It's gonna be about technique and how you bring your presentation, because Vader is no easy person to pick up, but Undertaker isn't either. It's height against weight. It's really arm against arm and power against power. I want to see that tombstone. I want to see that moonsault. I want to see big man slapping me.
Big all day, slap me. First of all, puns are evil. No puns are allowed. Second of all, you're not getting much technique here. You're getting slams. You're getting sweat. You're getting hair. You're getting chest hair. You get all that stuff. It's gonna be a classic matchup in the most 80s way, your uncle's version of wrestling possible, because Vader's in this one. But we know about Vader. But let's talk about their opponent. Undertaker, what has not been said about the dead man, whether or not you've gone to his one-man, dead man shows, whether you were in the crowd watching the streak happen, this is a legend in every sense of the word.
Did you go to the one dead man show?
I tried to. Tickets are crazy.
Tickets be crazy. Undertaker will be taking on Vader in a Mania match, and follows up a 4-star classic. Honestly, a little Rick in the system. That was a banger to kick us off, and here comes another banger. As Sheamus would say, the motorcycle will never get old. And I love how Undertaker still is on programming every now and then with the American Badass character. We left the hat and coat behind. Yeah. This is his true old self, just bringing out the action one more time against a very old foe. This is really gonna get things going. I want to see again that once that tombstone hits, I'm gonna go crazy, like if it was live, like it was IRL, like if it was in person, because it's really gonna be a feat to remember to see it, especially in a stage like ESFL Mania.
You know, I know wrestling is fake because no one can ride a motorcycle that slow and not have it tip over. But that's besides the point. You said before, Mitch, is no Extreme Rules. It's a straight-up matchup, so it has to be pinfall. And you're right, you're going to get all these hurting bombs. You're going to have all these special moves, all because it's just the most accurate WWE 2K game of all time. We're going to have it right here at ESFL Mania. The game dropped this week, and we already have an event here at ESFL Mania celebrating it. So if you want to be in the cutting edge, you too can be a part of this. Join us in the Discord by checking out the instructions below. So match number 2 today. Mitch is in the booth, Novantha's in the booth, and we're officially underway.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Vader time! Represented with Mox on the left side of your screen. It is CV5 with the Undertaker 2002 version. We're already going for a chop block underneath the legs, and I thought that was gonna be a crossroads. What a way to adjust your moveset. Instead, this is a drop down neck breaker. Trying to get a little bit of a test of strength in the middle of the ring. Vader reverses it into the corner. Muggs has little history with ESFL. Had a very good performance in her debut in ESFL W5. our previous event before heading into the road to WrestleMania. They definitely have stepped up to the competition. I'm not shy down. It'd be great though if they can string 2 victories together, because Taker will be no easy feat.
Oh, yeah, you really hit the nail on the head there. And winning a match in ESFL, we say that it's a no big deal, but it's a huge deal because how the level of competition is. But Miss Muggs being able to be victorious in the debut, getting acclimated to this league, but didn't mean acclimated to this match. Tie up here, it has a lot of control, this ragdolling the dead man.
Man, this is looking like Taker reigns, where Taker is now in top tier shape finally. We get some vintage Taker. They evade the splash that can be deadly, especially coming from Vader, playing a little bit with the wrist. Trying to string a couple of grapples here or there, getting tactical with wrestling. Oh, belly to belly, and that's also gonna kill you, especially if you don't control the torso. You can get out of hand if you're a CV5. Finally, Taker in the driver's seat, staying very close to the man. This is a very different ballgame that we saw in our opening match. We're really looking at, surprisingly so, very technical. Vader and Taker, they're twisting arms, they're bending bones, they're really strikeful, they're ready to go all out, but nowhere near the ropes. This feels like Styles Cena.
Yeah, actually, Styles Cena, right? Not even close. Yeah, it is kind of funny because it's kind of hard to understate the American Badass version of The Undertaker having a lot more of those MMA moves and their arsenal compared to the Dead Man version or even the Sonic version. And that's really been their way to keep themselves in this matchup, because after being on the receiving end of so many different slams and holes, are still in this one just by joint manipulation. Vader's being picked up in a daze, locked up, tied up, and Undertaker with another FCO. And it looks like there's a momentum shift in this one.
Oh man, Taker using their weight to bring down their opponents. Here comes another one, face first onto the mat, and that's getting the head in a difficult position already. In yellow state, you know that the Undertaker is gonna focus on it. Hit in the corner, opposite end of the ring, going for the splash, slows down, had the option for the reversal. Oh no, Miz is stunned, and finally Taker sneaks in some strikes before the status is over, and this is a great opportunity to damage their opponent some more.
Yeah, I had nowhere to go, luck in that corner, and I was about to be a bit miffed or concerned about the moveset variety of the Undertaker, but then definitely try to switch it up in that corner move and put those little strikes. We have a little bit of a slugfest here, and Vader says enough of that. Kick to the midsection and slam down.
A choke slam over there. Oh, and a taste of Taker's medicine, and still not enough to get a hold of the mat, because Taker will reverse right into the driver's seat, and now it's a back and forth, going to the outside of the ring for the first time in the match, and that outside is not going to be kind, as we saw in our opener. Both men head inside immediately. They want none of it outside of the mat. It's really classical wrestling. We don't know anything that's not rope, square, circle, and mat. But from Vader to knock down Taker, it'd be great if these monks could get CV5 into an orange state just like they did with the torso.
Well, we have that torso manipulation, we got the strikes, we got the slams. All we need now is a bit of that finishing move magic. Look at Vader having the advantage based on their meter, but doesn't look that way with a kick right to the midsection. And here's another one for authority, exclamation point. Taker is rolling now. Really feels like it's their match to lose. I don't think Vader has a path to get out of this one there, Mitch.
Oh, man. It's really tough because, like you said, they have the momentum advantage, but it's not enough if you're not standing on your own 2 feet. Oh, close line from Taker, and they got the chance to strike first with the finisher, taunting their way up. Here comes an attempt. We got Vader on both of their feet. Oh, reversal with the strike. Those strikes are fearful. With those gloves, they still crack the skull every chance they get thrown into the corner. Getting a move from Taker again, driving the head towards the top turnbuckle. Once more, finally got him in a stun state. This is your chance. Either going for the signature or might as well finish it. Body slam to drop him down. Taker is improvising a little here because the stun state is over and they cannot damage Vader that much. Here comes the last ride. Go to the one dead man show. Hide down. Hits the mat, going for the pin. This could be it, but the rope break. Breaks up the finish attempt. Oh man, and that one stings.
Oh, that was a rare mental error from Undertaker. A man with so many different years of experience in this league should know that you don't put a slam so close to the ropes, especially in normal mode, because those ropes tend to come out of nowhere. And now that may be their chance closing rapidly, and it'll come with something great. As I say that, here's a DDT going the other way. I think Undertaker realizes when it has to be done.
Oh man, that was a great opportunity that just slipped away. That could have been it if Miss Muggs got a little bit distracted in the pin system, but thankfully for them, they will walk away. One more round. They reverse the sideways slam. Here comes Miss Muggs. This is her opportunity. Choke slam to the Undertaker. And they've got momentum to make things work, looking for the stun state. Oh, cannot get a reversal by Taker.
That's unfortunate. You had an opportunity to go for a pin attempt, or at least a more impactful slam. It was that hand slap. It just wasn't enough, and that window closed. Taker is now rolling. Vader's on the outside days after having so many opportunities.
Nice.
And Vader's back in this one. And now, as I'm about to say, one person that has the advantage is totally gone there, Mitch.
Oh, brother. Hook, line, and sinker by Taker, both faking. Running towards their opponent, both faking strikes, both faking. Misses hole. Great dodge by Vader. The slap to the face. A disrespected spiel. Now knocked against the ropes. It's a catapult towards the outside. It's a back and forth, and I am here for it, Novant.
Well, we have that disrespect, and we definitely have the crowd getting into this one. Finally, a 3-star matchup and going forward. And if you're competing ESFL, we want all those 5-star matches. So think about that next time you get into the ring here. Show us your 5-star matches, and you can be featured in a future event. Take on the outside, try to get in, get some breathing room to see to get back into this one. Even though they have the health bar advantage, it is not about health bars. It's about pinning attempts and trying to exert dominance and making your opponent sit. We're going old school, Mitch. We're going old school.
Oh, brother, vieja escuela from the top rope. How is that man not balanced? Undertaker hits Vader with their signature chicken wing for good measure. And this is a chance. They got 2 finishers stored up. They can get control of the match, but they need to get them stunned. And Sagiri coming out of Vader. That man, as big as they are very agile. The powerbomb to put the dead man to rest away from the ropes, because they learned from the lessons. Miss Muggs is doing her best work right now, going for the pin. This could be for Taker. 2-0 for Miss Muggs. That's the one. Vader time. No. 2.9 kick out.
You and I both know it takes a lot more to put away an Undertaker than a move quite like that. And I think Vader knows that too. That was definitely more of a respect issue to say, hey, look, I had you down on the floor long enough to make you contemplate your choices here. Everyone has to hit a new gear, and they want to walk away with a win. Throw it to the corner. Vader's on the inside, and it's definitely looking like it's having a bad day. We're going coast to coast with another Irish strip. Vader, Days in the corner. Taker going up, and it's just blocked for his efforts.
Great reversal in the corner to establish control. The strikes are not striking. Finally, they break the defense. Undertaker is caught in an awkward position, but the strikes won't hit. Oh, picking up Vader. Take out your cameras. It's the tombstone pile driver. Vader is down. Vader is down. Taker. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, Novanta.
Well, how about we give the Robes a title match? The way it's getting involved in this one. That's 2 10 attempts knocked away by the cables all around the ring, and makes you wonder what could have been, what should have been. Kick to the midsection by Undertaker. Trying to go for a little bit of a power slam. Nice. Gets caught with DDT for its efforts, and now Taker's dazed.
Oh man, that headband is not thick enough to prevent DDT damage. I go straight into the head, the noggin, and we're so close to getting that one into a red state. Miss Muggs is doing marvelous work right now to get the Undertaker right where they want him. It's just a matter of finishing the job. Little splash in the corner. Body slam. Thrown like a rag doll, and this could be an opportunity to get it done. So close to the stun state. One reversal though will be it. Taker won't go down that easily. Gets back on their feet. Oh, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Test of strength. And another STO for good measure.
Well, it looked like both these competitors were punch strong, because everyone was whiffing and with their punches and slabs, but as Vader gets to the feet, definitely doesn't seem like you're in the right state of mind. We're getting too late in the matchup. I really feel the next pin attempt could be the final one. Both these men have put everyone forward, and we're going to see who has the advantage. Kick to the midsection of the Taker. It's down there for the last ride, possibly, maybe, definitely. It is last ride from Undertaker. Here's the pin, Mitch. Count it.
This gotta be it. This has gotta be it for Vader. Oh, resiliency last second. 2.9. Vader is alive.
Oh man, that is great that Vader kicked out, but I don't think they have another one. This is why you store finishers for situations quite like this. I think this may be it. This is a choke slam straight to hell. Refs looking on, concerned, in position for the pin, for the win. This could be all for everyone. Taker with the dub.
You cannot ask for the dead man, and playing the backyard mania stays alive for the Undertaker. Takes Vader's soul with him. It is CV5 taking the W. Miss Muggs undefeated. No more valiant effort from her to move on to 1-1 in her record. And CV5 add a tally to their win column. What a match, no Vance.
It was a match, but I feel kind of sorry for Miss Muggs. All they do is just do a little bit more of that move variety. It does help out with the stun state to get your opponent in a bit of a position. But hey, look, I don't want to be that guy because I could play this game if my life depended on it. Mitch, two matches down. We have a whole boatload more going on in ESFL Mania, streaming live at twitch.tv/ESFL Gaming. But I have just been informed to have an announcement from the commissioner of ESFL.
Hey guys, is Kingsley from the ESFLW here, the main head commissioner of the league. I hope you guys are enjoying ESFLW so far. Sorry I couldn't be there. I have been really busy this weekend, but I want to make sure my presence is known because we have 3 major announcements to be announced throughout this whole card. And starting with this one, I know it's a lot of things that have been questioned about or been anticipating about in our Discord, which, by the way, if you want to join our Discord, hopefully we'll have it in our chat on Twitch and on YouTube as well. Hopefully our mods will get on that to give you guys an invite to the Discord. But what's been happening on Discord is that people wanted more opportunity to be a part of what this league is, very grassroots and what we want to become. So I'm proud to announce our new show that may be bi-weekly or weekly, depending on the circumstances, our new show called ESFLW Ascension. Yes, Ascension is going to be our new show where we're going to have more competition, more matches, more things that could be happening without the weight of a longly monthly show month by month by month. So hopefully we get to streamline that and give you guys more opportunities to be a part of this amazing league. Now with that, unfortunately, since we're just starting off with this, it can't always be on the ESFL Gaming channel. So what we're going to be doing is to create a little bit of a middleman. We're going to have it on my personal Twitch channel, King BKR316. So that way you guys have more chances for more matches, more competition, and then we'll still have the ESFLW Gaming channel be like our big monthly big events. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and I'll see you guys later on the card for more announcements. Novanta, Mitch, back to you guys.
You heard it here first, Ascension. That's what we just learned. Mitch, I want to ask you how you're feeling, but I have an idea.
Okay, you have an idea of how I'm feeling. I'm like, what's the idea? It's gonna be like a mini game inside the question. I'm pumped, baby. ESFLW expanding. We're getting more action, more platform for our performance to develop their skills, to show what they got, to make sure that they climb the ladder successfully. And more opportunities just means more rivals, more matches, more action. And I cannot be any more pumped for it, Novanta.
Well, you know, Pump is this only the half it, and you two can be involved in the ASFL. Not me, because I'm terrible at the game. But if you have any kind of skills, you can totally jump in there. But speaking of jumping in there, let's get into our third match of the day. Wait, before we get that, let's take a look at the match card as it is right now. Just got over from production here of what we've done so far. We definitely have the end question mark of Doink Mania coming up later tonight, and it's all going to come to a head in our main event, an Extreme Rules PS5 title match and the Xbox Extreme Rules match, which is a sample. This might be the main course. Mitch, so far the back half of this card, any other match you're looking forward to?
Man, it's such a sucker answer, but come on, the main event is just getting to me. Come on now, I wanted multi-man matches on my thing, especially when there's no DQ. You can go all out. You can really up the ante a little bit. I'm looking for the main event, but the whole ride has been an adventure and a roller coaster so far.
Oh man, you know what? The mode I play when I'm in IRL, I do like the old 8-man match. I do elimination KO only. It's pretty sick, but that's besides the point. Let's get to our next matchup. This one is a special showcase match where we have two competitors making their ESFL debut. They've been watching the other matches in the card. We're giving them prime real estate to have a showcase of their skills. It's graphics against RN for life.
Oh, brother, this one should be a banger. Just looking at the preview of the matchup, no spoilies, because I really want to give you a good look once we get to Big Man slapping me. Hopefully, we get Big Man slapping me because in one corner it looks it's hinting at the possibility of Gunta going against the rated R superstar Edge, who I'm not going to line up and he's not on my good side anymore.
Oh, he's not. Thank the Lord, because Edge is trash. I can't stand the guy.
We
Hey guys,
agree.
I'm gonna retire next year. Is that cool? Boo! I hope Gunter chops you into oblivion. I swear to God. Anyway, because I'm an unbiased commentator, we're heading over.
I love it.
For this one, two competitors are making their debut at ESFL Mania, which is pretty cool. Because right now, this is the biggest event we've ever had. And imagine making your debut as such a showcase of the Immortals. They must have been pretty hype, or pretty nervous.
Oh, most definitely. And I just want to add on top of the Edge Slender, which I will totally tolerate throughout the stream. I completely agree. They're gone, they're back, they're gone, they're back. I was at the Rumble. They returned. Whoopsie freaking do for like the 6th time in 2 years. No, thank you, sir. Go back to, I don't know where him and Beth live. But, I mean, I'm glad you can still go. You're actually not bad at it. It's just that the comebacks are insane. Let's see them jump back to their hometown by Gunta, the rated R superstar, making their way to the Ring Mania, where they thrive once in the tag team division. Definitely the shiniest part of Edge and Christian. They really gotta make themselves shine as much as they can. This is an Extreme Rules match. Also another match type that they thrive in.
Well, I just want to say that of Edge and Christian spent more time in the ring and wrestled in one of those matches, but that's besides the point. Give Christian Cage's Hall of Fame ring.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no idea you hate Edge. I feel great now. I feel vindicated. Take that, Kingsley. Me and Mitch, we got it, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, King, come on now.
Let's go. What's going on?
Get your head out of the grass now. Come on, buddy. It's Gunta for life. Gunta Imperium. Ready to take on the rated R superstar. This one should be a slobber knocker, if I should say so myself. But again, and I'm loving it so far because not only hopping into WWE 2K23 gives you the possibility to pick up your favorite superstar, but the hottest ones of the moment. We've seen a lot of Rocks, we've seen a lot of Takers, but seeing Gunta make their way to Mania here in the ESFLW, it's really inspiring to see because, you know, it's old school versus new school. I want to see some flashy moves and, again, two wrestling styles that are really opposite to each other.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting you mentioned that because, you know, past ESFL means we had so many different episodes of The Rock, but you can't deny Gunta. Whatever you call him by his other name, this right here is a symbol of the mix of wrestling past and wrestling future. Here is somebody who is a force of nature who can really chop anyone down. I saw Tyler Bate. I saw Ilya Dragunov. I saw Ilya Dragunov too. This guy is a legend. A legend.
I do not think banger after banger would have been a thing if it wasn't for Sheamus Gunta. And Sheamus, Hall of Famer, future of course. But I mean, it's impossible to write that story without a great villain. And Gunta plays the parties. Graphics in Gunta, it's Looney Bucks, who I presume is Arrow for life in the opposite corner with Edge. It's Mania, it's Extreme Rules, Novanta.
It's Extreme Rules. I believe that's the case, but I got to put it out there. I can't believe I'm rooting for a guy who doesn't smile. Gunter's already working like luchadors with these chops flying out of everywhere. And Edge had the first bit of advantage, throwing Gunter almost to the apron, but nice. Gunter has a response quickly and swiftly.
I love to see it. I love to see the reversals. When it matters most, the chop show has started. That's 1 for 2, 2 for 1 discount. And at this point, it's Gunter in control, hitting the ropes. Is Edge down under, high above. No, German suplex for you. Thank you very much, Adam.
Well, here we are live at WrestleMania. Gotta say that even though Edge had the weakest match at last night's WrestleMania, that's right, I said it. Which is weird because AJ Styles is also a legend. Is having a little bit of that advantage now. Gunther going with the chops, and I don't know if you ever do an over/under with the amount of chops in a Gunther match. Always pick the over because that one to send Adam Copeland to the ground.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if it's the hype for WrestleMania, the hype for ESFLW Mania. But I want to see Edge Gunther in real life. Double drop kick, nobody connects. And it's both men on the ground, but chop block by Edge. That's the veteran spirit showing up in the ring.
I know growing up watching ECW and they had 2 drop kicks going nowhere, we would have a certain kind of chant we can't say on the stream right now. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. But Gunther, he across to the top on his feet in a daze, is trying to do a battle back. We haven't seen much dominance as far as anyone doing 2 or 3 slams in a row. It does seem pretty even there, Mitch. Let me ask you this. If you are unfortunately Edge, how do you find a way to get a little bit on top in this one?
I think I got hyped for the idea of Gunther Edge because it's so realistic for Edge to block out the chops. I mean, he was in the later stage of Ric Flair's career roster. Like, he was a part of that Raw union. He was there to witness Ric Flair. They went at it a couple of times, enough to remember how the chops felt, and seeing him block those is gonna be key for him to keep control. But the thing is that Gunther is not only dangerous with his hands, he got drop kicks, he got body slams, he can pick you up, throw you down. He's a powerful human being, and if you're not able to control not only the hands, but his whole body, it's gonna be tough for Adam.
Yeah, it definitely is an interesting choice to go for the strike versus strikes. But as it is right now, Edge is on their feet, Gunther's on their knees and trying to get themselves back into this matchup after having so much of a dominating stretch about a minute ago. And that's how it's done. Uppercut, standing uppercut to the chin of Edge. There's a chop that says right that down the heap. Here's an opportunity here to take advantage. And there's a little bit of showboating because Edge rolls out to the outside.
I love it. Going to one side of the ring and says that he's a Dudley Boys fan because we want tables. Great! Baseball slide to connect between the tables and Gunther's face, and now Edge doubling down on the kick action, goes for the double X handle drop, unable to connect. Great reversal kick to the groin, and now an X handle to the back of the Gunther, the defending IRL Intercontinental Champion. Right here feels a little bit naked without the title that suits him so well. Finally gets a little bit of control next to the announcer's table. That's us. We're right there.
I look pretty slim. All right. But yeah, I got to be honest with you. You know, having someone as dominant IRL as Gunther is kind of cool to see them in the game and give them the respect they deserve. But as a player, I found them personally a little bit hard to control. So the fact that Gunther does have themselves a little bit in this competition. There are some wrestlers in the game that were controlled differently than how you think they would. Gunther being one of them. But they're able to be in this contest and have those chops and still look like a dominant force. Says a lot about the skill of graphics.
Most definitely, Gunther just feels alive when he starts chopping the block. Here comes the setting up of the first table, a first extreme element so far in this third match of ESFLW Mania. Thank you for sticking by, watching, and tuning in. We got this special event. More announcements to come. Sleeper hold on Edge, and this is gonna be tough. He's grounded. This could be it. Oh man, gets out of it before it got problematic. Gunther unable to put an end to the match, which finally sets up the table.
This is the debut match for both competitors, and I could have sworn I saw Edge tap out, but I guess the ref didn't see it there also. Table set up, Edge in the corner. Gunther has plans, but definitely gets the elbow for their troubles. And there's a running drop kick, and the table goes into a billion pieces.
Somebody nerf this game's ankles. They're just too strong. Edge taking matters into their own hands. Oh, we'll get things going. Not quite stunned yet, but they'll go for the top rope. What is this, a frog splash attempt? No, they'll get Gunther on their feet. Feet me your body because I'm going whole action. Oh, into a body slam onto the table's debris. And this is a great way to turn things around. Gunther in full control.
Some people say that it's even worse than going through a table, having those pieces of metal and shards on your back, but catching Edge out of the sky is the kind of quick thinking you need to have a match win late like this. In the corner, fighting out. Gunther's feeling it now, and is locked up, sends Edge into the corner, and now a taste of the Rated R Superstars medicine. On the upside, Gunther has plans. What's going through his mind, Mitch?
Oh man, I want to hurt this man so bad. He comes back every 2 weeks, and I just want to get rid of him once and for all. He's going for top rope action, edge denies it yet again. Throws Gunta to the middle of the ring, and again atop the rope. Elbow drop that will connect to Gunta's back. This is an opportunity heading into the corner, making Gunta stand on his 2 feet. Feet, me your body, spear, edge. Trying to call it right here, right now. Here comes the pin. Oh, kick out at 1. Are you kidding?
Oh, of course, it's the weakest spear in the game. Of course, I'll kick out at 1. Here's the power slam. Reps in position, takes his own medicine. And I'll kick out at 1.
Are you kidding me? What's going on? Gunta expected. What the heck is going on? No way. No way. Absolutely zero possible way. Spear by Gunta. Here comes the pin. This could be it. Finally onto 2. And it's a 3. Victory for Gunta.
They tell me wrestling is beautiful. And there's nothing more poetic than seeing a 300-pound man spear you the correct way right out of your boots. Gunta, the ring hell around, says, no time for haters, sucker MCs, or pretenders, and walks away with a victory.
Oh, man. You said it best. And Cody, I might echo him real quick. It's a love story. And this was the best final chapter to this match. Great way to finish the match. And we got Gunta coming out on top. Marvelous effort to make their way onto ESFL Mania and finish the job. Congratulations to Graphics, who also was making their debut just like RM for Life. And congratulations to both men, because that's, I think with wrestling, I know somebody has to go over and somebody has to put the opponent over, but we're all winners here, right? We enjoyed the match. That was great stuff. An 0-1 record means nothing. I mean, it does, but
Yeah.
if we win, that's beautiful. Congratulations to Graphics on the victory.
Yeah, we're all winners except for Edge, who's a loser. But no, in all seriousness, Iron for Life, it takes a lot to go out there on ESFL Mania. So congratulations on your debut match. Hope to see more from you because you really stuck it to the ring hand around. Just wasn't your night. And we love all the competitors here at ESFL, just not Edge. Anyway, before we get on to the next match, let me ask you a little question, Mitch. How are you feeling so far about ESFL Mania?
Oh, I had very high expectations. If you know me outside of this realm, I'm a very I have an eye for perfectionism, and I had a lot of expectations for tonight. It's blown them away. It's really banger after banger, and I think the card will continue with that trend.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're about halftime here. Let's roll on to what's being called the end of hashtag Doink Mania. You guys know last time we had ourselves an appearance from that cool, kooky clown, and it was great, and it made my night, but Kingsley didn't like it, so of course we had to bring it back. We have ourselves Austin JG, who used Doink last times, okay, against Cryptomania. We're talking about this a little bit before we went live there, Mitch. In the ramp up to this matchup, there was some back and forth. There was some jaw jacking. There was some jibber jabbering about the skill and talent. Talk to me, Mitch. How's it like in the Discord between events? We have competitors find their way to get themselves talking smack to each other before these events.
Oh man, I'm gonna break kayfabe real quick. Keep it civil, keep it nice, because Discord is a real life thing. We're all trying to be wrestlers, and I love it. Now back into character. There's bad blood here, Noventa. These two don't like each other, and it really shows in the server. I want to see more of this in our ESFL league because I live for it. I live for feuds that don't involve gold, that don't involve #1 contendership, that don't involve Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble winner. If I just don't like you, let's wrestle, baby. And these two have taken it this far. I think one of my first bad blood matches in a very long time. It's Austin against Cryptomania, and Cryptomania has not a single W to their name. And this could be the one that matters most, that could erase every single thing of the past, because that's how much this match will mean to them.
Well, I'm always a fan of more Doink. In fact, the Doink effort last ESFL event was so great. Hashtag Doink Mania, flood the chats. It was a thing. It was a movement. Let's go into it now, because I'm telling you, if Doink wins this one, I'm going to clip it so hard and tag Kingsley so hard after this one. Doink against Ilya Dragunov, and it's up next.
Oh, man, I am going to tag everybody on Twitter. Edge for that matter. Like, I don't care. Somebody has to see Doink Mania came to fruition. AJG ready to represent the colors on their face. Cryptomania already picking Ilja Dragunov, another banger contender. I just want to see some more slaps to the chest, some more slaps to the face, and I think this is gonna be a physical bout. Doink Mania, though, the dream is alive. AJG trying to walk out of here 3-1, and more than anything, just have that victory over their arch rival.
Well, at the last match, I talked about difficulty of controlling characters. Last year's version of Ilya Dragunov was almost impossible to play, just about how precise you had to have been to make Ilya work. So a choice of the Unbezikba, Ilya Dragunov shows you that you are proficient. I think this may be the best opportunity to get that first victory for Cryptomania, but there's something to be said about being movement. Kofi Mania, the Yes Chance. We've all been part of the bloodline. We've all been part of that. Sammy Mania. You have Doink Mania running wild through the chat. It takes the energy of every single person and the hate of Kingsley to make this so great. Doink has all the support there. It could be the continuation of Doink Mania's depth tonight.
He is a lover of weird things and a hater of even weirder stuff. Come on, Doink Mania coming to an end. This is Mania. This is half the name right there, and we got Doink to complete it. And then he loves Edge. What the heck is wrong with that? We got Ilja, though, in the opposite corner, who you just cannot hate. I mean, come on now. It's a great pick by Cryptomania. The thing is, though, that you gotta settle the score with the paint on your face, and AG got the right idea.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Ilya Dragunov a bit. In real life, having some of the big classics with the former artist formerly known as Walter Gunter on NXT UK and NXT. Very, very durable for despite the low rating at 81 here in WWE 2K23. So if you want to take down Ilya Dragunov, you're going to have to strike first and often. And let's be honest, the actual moveset of Doink will be an uphill battle. On paper, it should be an advantage, taking everything about Doink Mania away. But at the same time, I love nostalgia. I grew up thinking Duke the Dumpster Josie was the strongest guy because he took up trash during the week and wrestled on the weekends. Maybe some magic is afoot here, Mitch.
I cannot keep a straight face watching this right now. Oh, this is wrestling, everybody. Everybody welcome Doink the Clown, who will be putting Doink Mania on the line, as Crypto was actually handpicked by Commissioner Kingsley. I hate to see that hater, because this time it's for all the marbles. Doink stepping into the ring with a wrestler to really come to fear. It's Ilja who's trying to put an end to this clown's happy dream.
Oh man, look at that swag, man. I want to go like that. Look at that flower, bro. It's fresh. Sheesh. Man's on point. It's going to be the closest thing we have to a squash. I'm just kidding. It's ESFL Mania, the biggest event ever in the ESFL game. We do these shows monthly, if not more. So make sure you follow us and subscribe on that Twitch channel. And just like that, we are underway at WrestleMania.
Oh, brother. We already see a lot of offense from Ilja, who misses their first strike, but gets the reversal in control of the match, playing with the arm. Oh, brother, finally going for a handle and a modified version of it. Slamming Doink quite early in the matchup, finally getting some strikes in with their legs, who actually are underrated for Ilja. They go for a lot of hand strikes, elbow strikes, but Ilja is dangerous with every part of their body, especially when it's a kick strike.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think the key to victory here, if you're Doink the Clown, is to stay as close as you can to Ilya Dragunov. That finishing move, Torpedo Moscow, needs a full head of steam, so cut that off. That would be the advantage. Doink already has a plan, and what do you call that? Like an upside down atomic drop? like I don't know what that was, but not killing on his butt.
I low blow myself with your neck. Yeah, right. That's the description of the move. You know what? It's working. Look, Ilja is a sucker for it, falling for the move time and time again. Elbow drop, an 80s elbow drop, because that's as weak as it gets with the landing. Ilja is having none of it. Will make Doink sit up. Another kick, this one to the side of the torso. And we see Doink already getting some yellow in their stamina HUD. And Ilja is striking more than more than their opponent, but it's going to be a matter of keeping that consistency going because the reversals are going strong. You're going to fall behind if you're not able to keep going down.
You know, I don't want to sell Ilya Dragunov short. If you haven't seen the matches in NXT UK, them against, well, now it's JD McDonough, but the Jordan Devlin was one of the instant classics. Like, Ilya can really move, really has chops, can really hit pretty hard. But as we said that right now, you can tell there's that base there because Doink is coming from right under on 6s and 7s, despite trying to get some kind of momentum match. You cannot connect two moves together without being cut off by Unbezikba.
I am praying that we get some color on either
What?
of these two men's faces.
Bloodthirsty? What?
Come on now. It'd be poetic if it was Ilja, right? I have clown paint on my face. You got, you know, human paint on yours. It'd be a great way to put an end to it. It really cost Ilja some, oh man, trying to transfer that red on Doink's mouth to Ilja's forehead. A little bit of body goes a long way.
You want blood in the match? You are like Moxley. Where's the blood?
Yo, come on. Where's the color? I want to see some color. This film will really tie itself up if we added a little bit of red. Come on now.
Wow. Well, in this family contest, Doink slides back in and tries to avoid a chop there. Now we go with strike for strike and a hip toss down. Maybe a pin attempt, no, deciding the other way. And now the joint manipulation. Something a Dragunov is so good at, maybe second only to Pete Dunne / Butch, is that joint manipulation, and he uses it there in spades.
Oh, this is a close line to fear. Great contact on Doink, who's down but not out. Will get out of the ring to recover some stamina. So close to getting stunned. Take a walk, Doink. Take a walk.
Well, I can tell you this, Cryptomania, even though it has an unfavorable record at 0-3, looks every bit the aggressive here, and it could walk away with the win if nothing changes for our favorite clown in ESFL.
Oh, figure 4 leg lock. The ropes are fairly close. However, Ilja just has to reach over and get this over with. Ilja trying to escape claws of Doink, but he's still getting berated with shots to the legs, to the torso. Those kicks by the clown are no joke. They're keeping control so far. Oh, trying to sit down on top of him. Will miss. Oh man, that butt is really doing things for Doink. They sit on Ilja's neck. They're trying to sit on their torso. Is he wearing like metal underneath the suit? Because what's going on? He's really butt forward.
It's a Badunka Doink. We have ourselves a bit of a fight in the middle of that ring there. And now it looks like every time there's a momentum happening for that clown, it's getting cut off. I think Cryptomania's done enough scouting. They have a path to victory. They have that finisher stored, looking to get their second finisher stored and a signature stored. This could be a rain of high impact moves if Doink is not careful.
Oh, great. Escaping the ring, creating separation. You know you're in a bad position. You don't want to put yourself in a worse one. Taunting, mimicking, making sure that Ilja knows that he's put together. It's just a matter of not slipping up because Ilja definitely has Doink's number.
Yeah, you know, this could be the end of Doink Mania. This could be a whole thing. Torpedo Moscow. It looked like it was a flying hit, but in the corner, almost an attempt there. Going the other way with another hip toss, Irish whip into the corner. Doink is reeling. I don't think this is going to be good for them. He's calling for it now. Unbezikba lining it up. Oh, and just swatted him away. Torpedo Moscow misses, and that could have been the end.
Oh, brother, another miss by Dragunov, and finally hip tossed away from the action. Was trying to escape. Doink will not allow it. Oh, grabbing up the nose, smacking to the face. Doink cannot get Ilja down. Here comes another attempt and another whiff out of Ilja. Doink is in great position to deal some more damage.
You know, if a clown slapped my nose, I'll probably submit out of embarrassment. I'm like, I'm so sorry I wasted your time. But we move on here, and it looks like the rest is being completely lenient. Even though there is a 10 count outside of the ring, I do feel like there would have been a lot more aggressive if it hadn't been an IRL contest. But Doink still dazed, now fully stunned on the outside, just probably helpless for Ilya Dragunov.
Oh no, this stun state is not doing Doink any favors. Ilja going for the pin. This could be it. Doink is down but not out. Kick out at 1.
The one kick out, but I wonder if that was just instinct. And I think that could be the busting open of a clown. And I can't believe I'm saying that. I have 2 college degrees, Mitch. I just said a clown was busted open here at ESFL Mania.
This is what WrestleMania was made for. Extra pain for this clown that's so extra. Ilja is now backing down from the 5 strike. 1 to 1,000. He keeps on going. Doink is still on his feet. Finally brought down by the corner.
I have never seen a clown cry, but it may just happen now because it looks like Dragunov is in a whole different level, just denying the inevitable, trying to line up a little bit of that Torpedo Moscow a little bit more, and thankfully, gracefully rolls to the outside. Doink goes.
That is a smart move by that smart man. The paint is just a facade. They know their business. They know their wrestling. They know they need to get away from Ilja ASAP. They're going to be down for the 1, 2, 3. Finally hip tossed again. Doink is trying to build some momentum with the comeback strike to the groin. Oh, it's going to be a belly-to-belly suplex over the head to get rid of Ilja momentarily. Going for the top rope, but Ilja is wide awake to get it further and further from that corner as to avoid the danger. Doink is just waiting patiently, looking at Ilja like Batman. Just waiting for his window of opportunity that I don't think is going to come. Ilja is keeping his distance.
Well, something had to give, and it definitely was a torpedo to the ground going nowhere in particular. There is a bit of a path to victory for our favorite clown, having 2 finishes restored, but it's looking ever so much that window was closing. Ilja Dragunov, full health almost, a store signature and a store finisher, and control of this matchup. It is all Dragunov as we move on.
Oh, it's do or die now for Doink. I don't know if my alliteration is intentional. I just know that Ilja is making some point of Doink. Here comes the power bomb. Are you kidding? The power driver connects. Oh, this could be it. Ilja rolls out of the ring like a nasty cockroach out of harm's way. Doink on the apron. Double X handle does not connect. Ilja reverses.
That was a smart move, getting the pile driver. It's unfortunate that Dragunov rolled outside, but sometimes that breather is really important. And down, going down, almost a crossarm electric chair. Dragunov has a chance to get Doink back into the ring. It's a 3 count now. The ref is still carrying on. This may be towards the end there, Mitch, barring something miraculous.
You know, if you do something in the arts industry, you gotta do it with heart, and Doink's cardio is really representative of it. They've been going up and down with one of the best in the biz and still not done. Almost got counted out. Ilja, a little bit of sportsmanship here. Will actually walk out and into the ring to reset the count. Here comes the fail finisher. Doink has an opportunity to slap to the face. Oh, please just forfeit Ilja. Going to the apron. Doink will come back into the ring. Oh, but is caught in Dragunov's hand. Reversed. The powerbomb attempt catapulted away. Ilja back on his feet, immediately chops, kicks down. Ilja in full control again, but it could be a matter of seconds before Doink is back on his feet.
Yeah, that missed Torpedo Moscow. Thought for sure it was going to be the end. It was enough to get Doink back in this. Now having 3 finishes restored to the 1 star by Ilja, there is a really small chance, a chance nonetheless, for Doink Mania to continue to run wild. It would have to be now. It would have to be at this very moment, but takes one right to the chin. Doink is on the ground. It is dazed. Here's the pin cover. Ref's going to count to 1. Can Doink kick out? And there's a rope break. Doink catches the rope at the last possible second.
A clown, they say, but that was the money move. Get out of harm's way, reach for the stars that are shaped like a rope, and they extend the bout ever so longer that they can try and get something going. Like you said, the chances are slim, but so was I in college, and look at me now. We got Doink rolling out of the ring. This is a great opportunity to gather some momentum. The thing is, though, they're not even able to get on their feet on their own. They gotta be picked up by Ilja, who's thinking of picking up Doink in reverse yet again. Doink refuses to be pile driven onto the ground.
I'm not so sure, Mitch, about the conservative nature of what Doink is doing. You have 3 stored finishers and a stored signature. You can't store anymore. You're out of health. There's no time to be shy. I start using those to your advantage to get Ilja in the same health neighborhood as you are, but maybe there's something I'm missing here?
Can I be real? I don't know Doink's finisher. You're gonna have to teach me a history lesson real quick, because I know they got him stored. I don't know when it's gonna happen or how it's gonna happen. So as soon as you see it, please tell me, Ovanta.
Okay, well, looking forward to it now. I'm not even sure what the official name of it is, but that's besides the point. Rest of the 7 count, we're having ourselves an outside ball on the outside. It's almost an 8 count, 7 count as we says right now. Doink's up to his feet, Dragunov's up to the feet, and Dragunov rolls Doink inside, and like a discarded piece of broccoli, I'm sorry, I'm running out of words here, picks him up, and is looking with a flurry of strikes, elbow to the face, and it looks like he gets one of his own.
Oh, that was the strike that Ilja was looking for. He posed a little to make sure that he was looking good for the cameras, and instead got met by an elbow by Doink. But here comes Ilja, who is still gonna pick Doink up rope break that will avoid a tragedy for Doink Mania and keep the bout alive for the time being. Knee to the face, and this is turning from comedy to tragedy real quick. Novanta. Oh, here comes the strike. Might be a pin. Ilja is toying with his food. One more attempt from the ropes. Trying to strike it. That's not the corner you're looking for. Clothesline to put an end to this sad, soppy story. It's not a 3 count, 2.9 kick out. Doink is alive.
I think it's the power of all the hashtag Doink Manias in Twitch right now, feeding from the fans, feeding from the hate of Kingsley. There's still a way for Doink to do this, but it has to be now. Can the clown recover? Can he do it? Here's a little bit of a grab, and it's simply reversed, but there's a fighting spirit. Dragunov has to kick him off. There's Torpedo Moscow. Torpedo Moscow. Torpedo Moscow. Here's the cover. Rest in position. Can Doink kick out? Well, this be the end of Doink Mania, and it's over. It's over. It's over.
Doink Mania is over. I forgot what Michael Cole's call was. The WrestleMania 30. My heart aches because why, Ilja? Why, you son of a gun? Why would you do this? This is such a powerful movement. I feel betrayed. I feel bamboozled. I feel played. But I just know one thing, Novanta, that Doink Mania lives on in our hearts at the very least.
Oh yeah, Doink Mania should return. It will return because Kingsley hates it. But I gotta say that though, the matchup was great. I understand Cryptomania was in an enviable position, coming against the greatest force of nature ever in ESFL. But you have to get that first dub, so props to them. Finding a way to make Dragunov work, something I could do myself with the game because Dragunov is hard to handle as a character. I think so. Yeah. But enough of me rambling about this. Before we get to our next matchup, we have a second announcement from the commish.
Hey guys, I'm back again, Kingsley from the ESFLW. Now, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. So many great matches have been happening. Hopefully, we saw the last of Doink in these cards. Pretty good. I don't know what's happening. This is all being pre-recorded. But either way, we have 3 more announcements. We're on to our second one. And I know this one I'm very excited about. Now, along with the new show that we're going to be happening in ESFLW Ascension, that's going to be happening on our Discord and my own personal channel, we need a little bit more incentives to create more challenges, more competition for everybody. So I'm proud to announce, along with the new shows, we're going to have 2 new titles, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, for the mid-card. These 2 titles are going to be what's going to be driving the ESFLW to the future and give us like a lot more content, a lot more stuff to be happening. So the first title that we're going to be implementing is the Underrated Championship. Now, you usually see The Rock, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Vader, all these legends be a part of the ESFLW. But what we want to do with this title, we want like 80 and under, 85 and under wrestlers like Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, Ricochet. We want those characters to be used as well. So what we're going to be doing the Underrated Championship, we might have a tournament for that. We're going to have that championship be all for the characters that might be not like the highest rated in WWE 2K23 or 22. So that's going to be one of the titles that we're going to be using in season. The second one, I'm very excited about this one. We're going to be using this as a way to diversify our lineup, so to speak, with all the other titles. So along with the Underrated Championship, we're going to have the Women's Championship. Now, this is not just only for female competitors. This is just for the game. Our wrestlers, we want to see Rhea Ripley, we want to see Roxanne Perez, we want to see Bayley. So I figure with the Women's Championship, we'll use female wrestlers in the game, and that could be a championship all its own. So 1, a Women's Championship, 2, Underrated Championship. And I know what you're saying. Is this going to be the only titles that are going to be implemented? What about the tag team titles and all this other stuff? Well, that's the best part about it. With these titles, we're going to have like a title rotation, a little bit like in-season title rotation. So if one title doesn't work out or we don't see really much interest in it, we can always implement a new title. We already have a couple titles in we want to say would have and still which title goes to where, but hopefully you guys are excited for that. I'm excited for the diversity in the new complex challenges that we're going to be seeing, the new storylines we're going to be seeing with these new mid-card titles. So hopefully you guys are excited about that. Hopefully everyone's trying to sign up and get ready for that as well. But we got 2 more matches to go. I hope you guys are ready. Mitch, Noventa, back to you guys. Have a good one.
Whoa, that's it. Huge news. New championships are coming to ESFL. And Mitch, let me ask you this. If you had a chance to go for either one of these titles, which one would you go for?
I'm not going to lie. I would love to be the underrated champion, not only because it really rings in my heart that name, but also because it's a challenge. You really have to go for a specific number, giving me cruiserweight vibes. You gotta hit the mark and right on the money and make sure that your skill is above the rest with a very specific limitation. The women's championship is also a huge announcement because, and they said it in chat, Miss Muggs, mommy is coming.
Oh, absolutely. Pro tip, if you want to 80 another guy who's really dope, Bobby Roode, unmatched, and Bailey versus everybody. But enough about that. We got 2 more matches for you today, including that huge, massive main event and the PS5 title match. Before we get to that, it's time for a singles matchup. It's Randy Savage's burner, a stalwart here in the ESFL, against Optimus JoJo in a classic grudge match.
Oh, brother. And I love these. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Randy Savage's burner playing as Rikishi Flair in game against Optimus JoJo. It's 2 veterans of ESFLW. It's 2 participants who have been up and down the card and they know their league. They know their wrestling. It will be a matter of fact of who comes in presenting the best idea of their strategy because I know both of these players prepare a lot for their matches. It's just really gonna come down to who makes that crucial mistake and cannot gain control later in the matchup. Randy Savage's burner is a former PS4 champ and moved to the Xbox division for this new WWE 2K23 release. They're looking for redemption. They lost their last matchup. This could be a great opportunity, though you got Optimus JoJo in the opposite corner.
Well, the thing about Optimus JoJo, it kind of is a mixed bag. Tends to use their own character, also named Optimus JoJo. So you really don't know what you're getting every time they go out there. And I'm usually confused. I'm like, is it a mask? Is he wearing tights? I have no idea. So it's pretty much a mixed bag situation. But Randy Savage's burner is in the mix of ESFLW for a reason. Always in the conversation, always in the competition for titles, for opportunities. So this one here is going to be a classic matchup of basically your John Cena versus Randy Orton, if you will, of ESFLW. Take it down to arena, Mitch. And well, I got to ask you one question as we head towards the back half of ESFL Mania. Who do you think this match right here can steal the show?
Oof, that is a loaded question, but I'm not
Loaded.
shying away from it. I say yes. I'm a sucker for creative wrestlers. I am a sucker. Well, creative superstars now. What are people?
Yeah.
Premium live events. But yeah, I am a sucker for them, and the fact that Optimus JoJo is not shying away from it either, it says a lot about it. The thing is that not only are they going against Randy Savage's burner, they're also going against Undertaker 98, which is one of Undertaker's primes. And prime should be one and only, but come on, Undertaker has such a longevity that he's allowed to have multiple. You're playing in their backyard, and we've seen them come on top before, and they are really a force to be reckoned with. I think it's gonna be harder than before for Optimus JoJo. I'm not counting creative wrestlers out.
Absolutely. If there's only anyone taking down a creative wrestler of that mixed bag would be the demonic, satanic, corporate ministry leader, The Undertaker. Some would argue one of the best characters of all time wholesale, but definitely the 98 version because of how impervious it felt like it was to damage or being put down for the 1, 2, 3. SummerSlam 98 is one of my personal favorite because it was in the backyard of my hometown of New York City. But there he is, Mean Mark Callis himself, walking his way to the ring. This is before he started hanging out with Snoop Dogg. He was just evil. He was just demonic. His eyes rolled back in the head. It was that guy, Undertaker.
Does it count as a goatee if there's no mustache? Because that goatee is goated. And I mean, in a pun manner, I'm so sorry, no offense. It was just right there. This Undertaker oozes a different type of aura, and he's been mystical all throughout his career, except for being the American badass that he was and currently is. But this is the one that could really get the chicken skin on me. I could really feel the goosebumps coming as soon as I saw that code. I saw that look. I saw those stats. I saw that height on the Undertaker. This is the one that really scared me as a kid. And I was, hang on. I'm showing my age real quick. I was born in 98, so I did not get to see this live. But when you look at the history of the Undertaker, picture in picture, video by video, this is the most menacing one, and this is the one you're trying to take your creative wrestler against. This is definitely gonna be a tall order out of Optimus JoJo.
So you just showed up, say a couple puns, and make me feel old. You know what, Mitch? You and I are done professionally, man.
I am King reincarnated. Your nemesis in the booth.
Troll status. There it is. Optimus JoJo. No mask. All business. Detroit versus everybody. This young competitor is 3-2 inside ESFLW, and it always finds a way to steal the show. You know, this might be an opportunity here for Optimus JoJo. I wonder if there's new moves in this year's arsenal.
I want to see what the end of this bout is going to look like, because both competitors coming in with a positive win-loss record. One of them has to walk out with a neutral one. We cannot get ties in here, I don't think. Only countouts, but I don't think either wrestler will allow it. So we're really going to find out who's the better one, if Undertaker out of their prime or Optimus JoJo. With the create a wrestler, you know I'm biased, and I am all for presenting your new stuff. And Optimus JoJo is the future. Undertaker, however, has been known to bury in dreams and hopes. Taker by Randy Savage's burner, in this case with Chrissy Flair. Optimus JoJo played by Optimus JoJo. As good as it gets, and we're on our way, Novanta.
Yeah, I was actually researching it. I guess it was, oh my God, Optimus JoJo have been dumped on the outside like trash. Oh my goodness, that's going to be the first slam of the evening. No, I was going to say there, Mitch, I did some research. I guess you can win or have a count-out match here in ESFLW, but no one really wants to see that. So we might get ourselves a win-loss. I wish that's actually legal, but Optimus JoJo on the receiving end of having their head dumped outside of the ring is going to have a mighty task of taking on a heavyweight, much like The Undertaker.
Oh man, JoJo, last time I saw him was ESFLW 3. Saw him, I mean, personally, from the booth and onto the arena, and they had a head-to-head against another creator wrestler. This is a different tale, however. You're going against a veteran, a very high on the overall list Undertaker, who's not shying away from body slamming you up, down, left, and center of the ring. And it's showing immediately. Optimus JoJo has been picked up more than on his 2 feet for the first 2 minutes of the match.
Yeah, it's one of those things about the recent games of WWE. One of the drawbacks of playing with the Undertaker was in the older version of the game, stamina was always a problem. But these later games, it feels like it's almost goated to have the dead man in this contest. And it's showing the aggression now, choking out right in front of the referee. No call, no count, no nothing. And Optimus JoJo is reeling.
Kick to the back of Optimus JoJo, who uses his momentum to kick up and tried to get a little bit of offense going. Great kick to get the dead man down, but not stunned. And oh, you know, he's a kicker. He's not shying away from the strikes, but man, Undertaker, he just gets you down in a matter of seconds. You cannot use your stamina every single time you're cornered.
Yeah, you get those barrage of strikes. It's hard to get up, and it's one of those situations, if you're on the blunt end of that, if you're trying to get to your feet, you're just getting the receiving end of axe handle punches. It gets very, very frustrating on the mental. So I wonder what Optimus JoJo has in floor. And I was going for a grapple, but he had a sidestep from the Undertaker, and now it's a little bit of that chain wrestling, and maybe it is a toss there from Optimus JoJo.
Lucha Libre-esque type of flow in this match from Optimus, and you know, he's a high flyer, not only from his build, but his strategy is trying to get him stunned so I can climb the top rope, because that's where JoJo shines the most. Gonna go for a couple of more strikes. DDT to the leg, make sure they can outrun, because they know the Deadman can go fast. Bike or no bike kick by the Deadman themselves. Undertaker back on his 2 feet. The stun meter is down, and that's not a good spot. A big boot that will be rolled out by Optimus JoJo. DDT to try and take down the Deadman, and this is your chance to double down. You already in orange state for head and torso. Undertaker unfazed right now by JoJo's offense.
I got a question. It's a really more important question. What was your favorite luchador? Because I mean, you seem like someone like luchador arts and sciences.
Luchador, it doesn't have to be WWE, right?
I could be whatever you like. That's the favorite.
Wherever. Oof, that's a great question. And I am gonna spill the beans from our green room. Sin Cara 1, Místico.
Wow.
Former Místico, now Dralístico in AAA. But he was a huge sensation over here, and because he was high flyer, excuse me, Undertaker, that's not where you want it to be. Oh, tombstone outside of the ring. That was almost it for JoJo. That came out of nowhere, Novanta. I was podcasting, and then we got a finisher hit on the outside of the ring.
That came out of absolutely nowhere. I think everyone was surprised. Even Optimus JoJo used a bit of that resiliency to get out of it. That could easily been a pinfall count, not attempt, an actual pinfall, false count on the outside. It looks like Taker's found a new groove, and I think there's a possibility that JoJo may be busted open.
Oh, pain, the skies red. Undertaker. This one has no mercy shown to their opponents. Undertaker is done with the luchador talk. We're gonna move on with a wrestling biz. Best for biz. He's Undertaker going over Optimus JoJo, doing the impossible, trying to go toe-to-toe, head-to-head, mano a mano with the Undertaker at WrestleMania. Optimus JoJo down, arm drag, leg drop, kick to the back of the head, and it's getting trickier and trickier by the second of on top. Optimus JoJo in a very tough spot, big dude.
Blood dripping down the face of Optimus JoJo. You can see everything now. He's not wearing a mask or a helmet this time. Taker looking like we're going to go for a ride here. Tombstone pile driver. And this could be it there, Mitch. Refs in position. Undertaker eyes rolling out and a kick out at 1.
Oh, man. Optimus JoJo going all out, spazzing out, hooking up, making sure that they put their best foot forward, because this is ESFL Mania. They don't want to go down like that. They want to put on a show and try to hit a top rope maneuver. It's really got to take some space, some real estate in between these two, because Undertaker likes to fight up close. Oh, this is some height for Optimus JoJo on the receiving end, however, of the damage, and full control, full throttle from Undertaker, who's not backing down from being on offense.
Look, kid, there's no shame of losing to the Tombstone pile driver. Live to fight another day. You are a bloody mess, and it's fine from the outside. But I say that, there's a finisher number 1 there from Optimus. This could be an idea to turn the tide. It's the pins and cover, and it's kicked out at 1, but enough damage has been done. Taker is already down the red zone here after that finisher.
I'm not gonna lie, I have FOMO of WWE 2K23 because I don't have it, not think I'm gonna get it soon enough. But it struck me, Novanta, are those yellow bars finishers?
Yeah. Once the F is there, that means it's full to be used. It is a pin right under the ropes. Ropes are not part of this decision, and Taker ticks out. Yeah, you get the blue bar filled up, and they go into the yellow, and those are your finishers. Up to 3 be stored.
I'm not loving Optimus JoJo eagerness for the pin. You hit the finisher, you hit your best move of the match so far. Your only move, because you've not been able to maintain offense. You had another finisher stored up. You should have picked them up. Make sure that you can hit another one while they're stunned, because that's your first and only time you stunned the Undertaker. You use your pin only to get a kick out at 1, and now Undertaker is back in full control. That was not the best strat, and it's really taking Undertaker by surprise that was not a double finisher pin.
Yeah, I'm with you. I understand going full bore and doing all the finishes at once, but you got to hit them and it had to be effective. Now there's no more leverage. There's no more time. Optimus JoJo, no health on the bar, nothing
It's
stored
over.
but a signature. Here is a little bit of that wind up. We're going old school there, Mitch.
Oh man, the circus act. How he balanced, I'll never know. That arm is not big enough to keep that taller man atop the rope. Old school going for the pin. Optimus JoJo in a tough spot. That's gonna be it. Undertaker stays undefeated in ESFL Mania.
Not sure if the result will be official because you usually go for finishing moves and pins, but a pin is a pin is a pin. Optimus JoJo tries they might is on the losing end of this one. Undertaker 98 was just too strong.
Oh man, that year is gonna haunt JoJo forever. Randy Savage's burn takes a W. We're gonna have to wait and hear from our commissioner to see if the W stands with this result. However, Randy Savage's burner will move on to 3-1. Optimus JoJo to a neutral record, 3-3. Valiant effort. It's just that the Undertaker is still the Undertaker.
Oh, absolutely. A 4-star matchup. And can you think you can do better at the next ESFL event? Make sure you show us your star rating after your matchup. If you get 4 or 5 stars, Kingsley will give you a prize. Now, don't tell Kingsley I said that because he will say I didn't tell him to say that. But just let you know, no, Novanta said he'll get a prize. But forget about that. It is now time for our main event there, Mitch. It is a PS5 title match. DJ, I am the GOAT, and Big Papi JT, Extreme Rules.
Oh, brother. And this is as big as it gets. Got a title on the line. Great stipulation. Triple threat to finish ESFL Mania off. And everything has built up to this moment. These 3 competitors are putting it all out for our entertainment, for your entertainment, for their legacies. Because not only is the title on the line, but the competition is getting hotter with new platforms, new titles, new opportunities for everyone. And if you can make the transition from only 2 belts to 4 with some gold on you, that's really gonna make you the man to beat, and you know that DJ is gonna want to stay on top of the mountain.
Absolutely. All 3 competitors using heavy weights. And to be honest with you, they can be champions in their own right. First, I am the GOAT using the Rock. It looks like the Rock is one of our favorite characters to be selected in this game. Basically a mountain of a man, high durability, high speed, high impact maneuvers. And of course, if you ask him nicely, he'll give you your own XFL team.
Man, I was bamboozled when this fool did not show up at the Rumble. Lighting posters and everything. He got the San Antonio Brahmas in the city of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and you did not dare to show up. Where are you? You scared of Roman? You scared of the bloodline? Either or we get Cody against Reigns to finish off, hopefully, the bloodline storyline. For the time being, The Rock, one of the undefeated goats of ESFLW, making their way to the ring. Take another bite. I'm the GOAT. Let's see what they can do, because they've definitely made history before. They have a 2-2 record. They want to go into a positive one with some gold strapped around their waist.
Well, you can get mad at The Rock not showing up at Mania. When's the last time you saw a Rock lose a fight on screen in a movie? Never. He always wins. He always goes over. I won't go either. I'm like, look, man, I got these things I got to do. Peace out. I have Fast and Furious Hobbs and Shaw 6 or whatever, so I can't knock him. He ran, but he ran respectfully. But that's only our first competitor in this triple threat match. Extreme Rules, the 3rd Extreme Rules match of the night, which means weapons are legal, rope breaks are non-existent, DQs are okay. You have to have the pinfall inside of the ring, though. That's the difference between that and a Falls Count Anywhere matchup. The Rock's in the ring, sponsored by I Am the GOAT. And here's the next opponent up for them. It's a triple threat action. Our main event here at ESFL Mania WWE 2K3, mostly here today.
Oh, man, and this one should be a banger. I know we got competitors behind these wrestlers, but the wrestlers themselves provide a story you just cannot ignore. It's the big man in his 09 look. It's the poster boy for a decade and a half. It is the Peacemaker trying to make some more tonight in the main event of ESFLW Mania. Is John Cena, used by DJ the Champ, Doobie here will defend it in this triple threat.
Fruity Pebbles. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's fine. John Cena, what has not been said about them? He's going to be at WrestleMania this year, taking on someone that considers him a hero, Austin Theory, one-on-one IRL, but now it's about the champ. Talk about resiliency. Before resiliency was a meta in the game, John Cena kicked out of almost everything in those old WWE games. But here it is. The champ, the Peacemaker, like you said, Mitch, is going to have a chance to retain here tonight.
Scorpion King, Peacemaker. We cannot call him Black Adam anymore, so we'll just roll with their history at the moment. But Rock and Cena making for a great ESFL Mania main event. And who else to top off the triple threat than family? Oh, a line quoted directly from the Fast and the Furious. It's Solo Sikoa. Solo! No Vanta.
I thought you were going to say Vin Diesel's in the match. I'm like, oh, really? Vin Diesel? Dominic Toretto's coming? But yeah, Solo Sikoa. One of the standouts of the NXT 2.0 era. If you watch that era, I respect you because it was a lot of rough edges. But Solo Sikoa has found a way to not only live and thrive, but to be called up to the main roster and be a threat in its own way. The user of the Samoan Spike in reference to Umaga, Solo Sikoa has a high upside. He can easily walk out here the champion tonight.
Oh, chicken poop into chicken salad. It's Solo Sikoa is one of those projects that really have tied NXT 2.0 together. Respect is the right word. Definitely a project that you really had to have a lot of patience for. But Solo is one of those bright spots that came out of that era. I really have a little bit of a grudge on strapping him with the North American title and then vacating it, but because Vacant is just that good. He has to win every single championship that there is to offer in that company. But Solo is a menace, and I'm gonna go out with a prediction, and I'm gonna ask yours in a second, Ovanta. But I believe if you're not careful with Solo, he can really surprise you, especially in a triple threat.
Yeah, you know what? I like the fact that a champ is going to retain, but I'm going for Cena. But the time for talk is over. It's ESFL Mania. It's our main event. Triple Threat Extreme Rules match for the PS5 title, and it's right now.
Family against family, Kuh against Kuh. I just watched a TikTok. Apparently, Roman is the Usos and Solo's uncle, like biologically. They just call him cousin because it's better. They're very close in age, but cousin Rock is a thing. They're biologically cousins. Family against family will be first. Cena going for weapons immediately down because this is a family matter. Tries to get in the middle of things and will get rejected immediately by La Roca, who wants none of Cena's business. That's a third elbow to the face.
Well, it looked like Solo Sikoa was buzzed over the first matchup or the first move of the contest, but I do remember La Roca from the old pay-per-view things, you know, like Contra Triple H in vivo. I remember that those days.
But yes! What a throwback.
We have ourselves a brawl here. I guess we're not going to look for technical moves and holes, but I can tell you one thing, the aggression's already on 100%. Cena looking at two different opponents. Of course, triple threat rules apply there, Mitch. Cena does not have to be pinned to lose the title.
Oh, man. And it's going to be tough for Solo because not only busted open, that's how hard the hits out there by these two legends. But you know that the stamina and the overall are not up there with the icons. And you gotta make sure that you stick your spoon in when it matters most, when it's a one-on-one. Third-partying basically the rest of the match, or else you're going to be caught under a lot of offense. Axe handle before the table busted up. Cena knocked down Solo. Going for the Rock yet again. Oh man, 2-on-1ing the Rook. Unable to finish the job. Rock is having just a spinneroonie right next to the announcer's table. Spinning heel kick that won't connect by Solo. And again, you gotta stay away from this type of action. You cannot bite more than you can chew because Rock and Cena are nothing to mess around with if you're not ready for some offense.
You know what? I may sound like a ECW or WCW purist, but I'm always a partial fan of a three-way dance of having two eliminations in a match to prove your worth. But that's what makes triple threats matches so random. That was a spine of the pine there, belly to belly on the table. And I wonder what the strategy is here. How much time do you take outside the ropes to make sure you're a triple threat match to get your stamina or health back, and how much time you start wailing on those high-impact maneuvers?
Oh man, if shooters have taught me anything is that third partying, the key to making it effective is coming in at the exact time where they're vulnerable, when they're about to finish a move, when they're making the last frame of their finisher, their signature, the setup, whichever it is, because that's when they're gonna be unable to reversal. And the thing is that if you're not able to get both of things going, The Rock is looking for some double action in the corner. You gotta really double down on long maneuvers, especially the ones that combine two opponents, because the longer you keep them down, the longer you have control.
Fantastic display of just the genius nature of hitting two opponents at once with the Irish whip, double Irish whip in stereo for The Rock, but definitely paid for it. Hit the top rope, not one to go to the top rope often, but has to do it early here because everything is put forward. The champ has an insurmountable task of taking down a Hall of Famer and a potentially future Hall of Famer in both The Rock and Solo Sikoa here tonight, and is basically trying to survive this triple threat match.
Oh man, just look at Rock's torso, already in red state and cannot get away from the action. And I think Rock, who's controlled by the GOAT, has not taken a single second off of the bout. Finally, they slide out of the ring, but that's really gonna be something to look out for. They're the most damaged so far, and John Cena has the advantage over Solo. Big Papi in a dangerous spot. Here comes the signature. You can see me, fool, hitting the ropes. No knee signature. WWE 2K, we have to talk about it a little bit later today. Knuckle shuffle connects. The Rock thinking of a ladder. Stretch from apron to announcer table. Solo Sikoa looking for maybe a pin.
I can't believe it. Almost 2 minutes elapsed, and there's a ladder, a table, a chair, a sledgehammer strewn about in this ring. Bodies are flying, carnage everywhere, and everyone hasn't even tried a Solo, no pun intended, pin attempt. And we have our, oh man, I hate puns. I hate myself now, blah. But yeah, we have a little bit of a song and dance, and that was a clothesline and a block from The Rock, and Rock is in control.
Oh, brother. The Rock is definitely more keen on reversals than his opponents. The fact is that they don't keep enough of that energy up when it comes to a two-man advance, and John Cena just try to stick more of that chair onto The Rock's back and keep him down for longer. They know that John Cena can 1v1 Solo. That's almost a guaranteed successful defense of the PS5 Championship. Solo trying to make sure that nobody's grappling another that longer, because once another man is erased, especially if it's not John Cena, it's only you for yourself, and that can cause the end of the match. You can win. John Cena looking to settle the table, maybe looking for the corner. Nope, we just set it in the middle of the ring. Flaming table, maybe somebody give some spice in his main event.
If John Cena lit a flaming table, I would not believe in family entertainment ever again. There's a slam right through the table, and Solo has to eat all of that. It rolls out to the ring, and Rock with a pasta pin, Corrects was in position, kicked out at one.
Come on, ref. They did not eat their frijoles this morning. A little bit slow to the count, if I say so myself. John Cena with the Luther Express. Oh, great Samoan drop right in the middle of the ring. Thrown high up in the air, clothesline by The Rock. This could be their chance. Going for Cena, who stunned Solo though, will stand up on their own. Oh, F you! Attitude adjustment by The Rock. Solo, you did not take care of business. Family will intervene and they'll break up the pin. That was a huge opportunity out of nowhere. Small package, that's not enough by Cena. Sledgehammer by The Rock. Learn a thing or two by Hunter. Cena looking for the comeback.
And it looks like Cena was trying to play duck and weave and did pretty well. So the sledgehammer's in the back. And I can tell you one thing, a sledgehammer to the skin will slow down anyone. And out goes the champ. And it makes you wonder, if you're the champion, being hit to the outside, you're left helpless as two other competitors can decide your fate as holding on to that title. Solo Sikoa, Trio Woe, Rock with the sledgehammer, and is going to town. To hell with family. I guess Thanksgiving is going to be a little bit different this year. That was a straight shot to the midsection.
Awkward Thanksgiving later in 2023, but we'll talk about it when we talk about it. Cross the bridge. When we get to Cena, we'll put The Rock down. And that sledgehammer felt like Solo's thumb. A taste of their own medicine. Cena stands Solo up. Oh, okay, will use his own move. Solo reverses it. He's got an opportunity. Rock is stunned. Attitude adjustment. Reverse yet again. Solo on his 2 feet. And nobody's able to hit their finisher. The Rock is finally in good position. We'll make sure that Cena is unable to reverse. Oh, Solo takes down Dwayne. Cena takes down Solo. It's the main event of ESFL Mania.
Well, you call him Dwayne? Y'all friends now? What's going on there, bitch?
Yeah, just like Adam, first name basis. First name
My
basis.
friend
Come on now.
Dwayne. Okay, whatever. John Cena knows how close it was to retain that title. If it wasn't for that reversal by Solo Sikoa, The Rock was outside, not in a way to do that. So everyone's acting fast, but you can't be fast and eat a clothesline quite like that. The Rock is hitting that run bunny on both sides of that ring, is doing the most damage everywhere.
He's so happy. He's keeping left and right, and Rock plays on top of the ladder. Solo will intervene. Does not want a spot-filled match. Splash by Cena. Plancha from the top rope to the outside onto the ladder. Broken in half. And out Cena and Solo. Double X handle from the top rope. This is Solo's chance. Will hit another top rope move. Super Cena is too strong. Reversed on the attempt, but we'll go to the outside elbow drop. Family means nothing. That was a huge opportunity for Solo, though. Cena alone in the ring.
I'm not sure that's the smartest maneuver. Rock was already down. The champ was pretty much that was an opportunity, if not a golden one, to walk away to steal a championship. Let's hope they walk away with the wins and don't say what could have been, what might have been. Cena with the sledgehammer trying to shut it and gets stopped by the Rock. Rock is up, tired of wrestling, and Rock bottom on the outside. Rock bottom on the outside of the ring. And Solo Sikoa with the elbow. The champ is down. The champ isn't moving.
No way.
And here's a possibility for a strike number 3, but the Rock gets caught by Solo. It is breaking down here, Mitch.
What is going on? They remember their roots. The bloodline stood strong even for a moment. They double teamed Super Cena. Still unable to keep him down, and The Rock took his opportunity from the top rope. And that really took a change in motion because now Solo is in control for the time being. Rock waiting patiently for a window of opportunity. Super Cena down on his back. Leg drop to the arm. Rock is doubling down on his effort. Cena rolled out. Chop by Solo. Chop by Rock. Oh, reversal by Solo. It's a test of strength into a Samoan drop. Oh, the island seemed farther and farther away by the second Mania. About to wrap up. Who's going to walk out, champ?
Champ is on the outside, Rock's on his back, and Solo's taking a breather in the corner of the ring. I wonder if that's the smartest move to do that and gets hit with the knuckle sandwich for their efforts. Cena go around with a little bit of that knuckle shuffle, lack of shuffle themselves, hitting the strikes now, and takes a running bulldog from The Rock.
Oh, man. 2 men down, 1 standing up. It's The Rock who's looking for his next victim. Oh, but Solo is stunned, will roll out. Rock Cena, 3rd time's the charm. 3 times in a lifetime, and this might be the final time for the PS5 title. Rock bottom on John. John is down. Cena is down. It's down for the count. The Rock won't capture the title. Kicked out at 2.9.
I was worried. I know Cena's resilient, but that was no one around to break that up. Cena had to dig deep to make sure to kick out at 3 and to lose high like that. Something they don't want to, but doesn't matter now because everyone's back in the ring and everyone wants to make sure any advantage that any other opponents had is neutralized.
I am loving my job right now. This is a 5-star match. Forget the counter. It's gonna get there at some point or another because these 3 are putting on a show on the grandest stage of them all. And The Rock knows about spotlights. Rock bottom on Solo. Cena breaks the pin. Will pick up The Rock. Says, Dwayne, come here. Reverse suplex. Face first onto the mat. This is Cena's time to shine. 2-star finish. It's tries to put Solo up. Will get kicked to the ground. Solo's chance. Oh, it's a lonely ring. We'll go for the Samoan spike. Solo is going for the upset of the year, the count, the pin. Solo is champ. Solo is champ. Solo is champ.
My goodness, the Dark Horse walked away with the championship victory, got busted open on the first DDT of the matchup, stealing this one. Big Papi JT is your new PS5 champion.
You have got to be kidding me, Novanta. Come on now, leak the script. Are you kidding me? This came out of the blue, out of nowhere. The Rock just took a little rest. That's why he never wanted to leave the ring. He knew how Solo was dangerous. Big Papi steals the big stage, the biggest moment on the grandest stage of them all. What a victory. Congratulations to our new PS5 champion.
The ratings are not wrong. It's the greatest of all time. As you guys are hearing out in the chat with your comments, liking, following, sharing, subscribing, we have one more announcement for you. This is a special thank you for rocking with us today. Here it is.
What a card that we just put on. I hope you guys had a blast watching the main event and all this card in general. Novanta, Mitch, you guys freaking killed it as always. Hopefully I'll be there for the next event in April that we have our big event. And for ESFLW, essentially that was one of our announcements. And then for our 2 main titles, we're going to be talking about that as well. But it's now time for the 3rd and final announcement. Now, where we're going with this is for the future of the ESFLW. You know, we had this road to ESFLW Mania, and that was really good. But just like in real life WWE or like many other wrestling companies, you don't want to have a very long road to one big event. So what I'm thinking is that we need another big event, another big road to go through while we're working through the new game of WWE 2K23. So around the summer, maybe July or in August, we are going to be going on the road to one of our biggest and most very intriguing events yet. Ladies and gentlemen, to have peace and love in the WWE community and the WWE game community, sometimes you need to go to war. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. ESFLW Gaming will present War Games. This summer, it's our new big event. I hope to see you guys there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Details yet to be determined, but for you guys, that's enough for me. The 3 announcements: ESFLW Ascension, 2 mid-card titles, and then ESFLW War Games. Coming to you this summer. It's going to be amazing. Back to you guys. You guys have a good one.
That's our way of saying big things popping, little things stopping. Thanks so much for rocking with us at ESFL Mania. Before we get out of here, Mitch, let me ask you this. What was the match that did it for you here tonight?
Oh man, again, marked behavior, but that main event, come on now, you cannot get any better than that when it comes to ESFLW Mania. It got upset. We also got Doink Mania on the biggest stage. We got streaks that got broken, streaks that kept on going. Undertaker coming out victorious. He was definitely one to remember. I will never forget ESFLW Mania 2023, and there's many things to come. I'm just excited to just be a part of history here in the ESFL.
Yeah, you know what? Any pay-per-view or premium live event where Edge loses is right by me. If someone wanted to contact you, seek you up online, how they go about doing that, Mitch?
Everywhere you can find me as at Mitch Mosey. It's me. I swear I don't think I got the cloud to be impersonated. So if you see me, it's definitely your boy. Mask or no mask, got some personal profile, just ask me, reach out, try to follow me on Twitter, try to hit the 3K goal before the end of the year. And wrestling is a huge part of me, so you're gonna see a lot of fun of that.
Absolutely. And of course, there's Novanta at Novanta RL. Say hello. ESFL Mania is just one of the many events being thrown by ESFL Gaming. Make sure you follow the Twitch channel and the Twitter channel to know more about those events coming down from deep down the cockles of my heart. Thank you so much for production, and thanks so much for the commissioner himself for giving me the ball to run with it today. We'll be back here sooner rather than later. Good night, everybody.